everybody, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com, the YouTube channel, and NoDQ&A videos affiliate, RingsideNews.com. We are coming off Payback and Monday Night Raw with a very shocking twist. Seth Rollins turns his back on the Shield and apparently is a member of Evolution. I guess we'll find out for sure in the next few days. Got your questions here from spring.me/Aaron Rift. So let's get started today with the first one from Best in the World 9. Hey Aaron, what are your thoughts on Seth Rollins being chosen to turn heel instead of Dean Ambrose? Will this hinder any of the Shield members' futures? Will the Shield and Evolution both get new members or disband altogether? A lot of people were surprised that Seth Rollins was the guy that turned. Most people thought it would be either Roman Reigns or Dean Ambrose to turn. I think that it was the right decision because, first of all, it was the person people were least expecting, so it was a big shock. You know, a lot of people thought that there was a possibility one of the Shield members would turn and join Evolution. You know, they went with the guy that people were least expecting. I thought that that was the first positive. And as Jim Ross mentioned, Seth Rollins is a guy who is known for taking crazy bumps. And as a heel, you know, that is similar to what Shawn Michaels did. You know, you sell for the baby face, and Seth Rollins is one of those guys that can do that very well. So, you know, he can work very well as a heel. And I think that he might be the guy that could benefit the most from being affiliated with Triple H because Roman Reigns is going to get there one way or another, and WWE clearly is grooming him to be the next John Cena, the next top star, the top babyface of the company. So, you know, they don't really want to turn him heel. And Dean Ambrose, I mean, he could go either way. He could definitely play that role of the heel, but I think that of the three guys, Seth Rollins is the one that could benefit from having Triple H by his side and getting that big heel push. So I think that it was the right decision. And I got another question here from Creature13. Could there be another 6-man tag team match at Money in the Bank and the Shield finding a new partner? I think that the Shield should probably be over at this point. I mentioned this in previous videos. I feel that once the Shield has their split, that should be the end of it. But at the same time, you could keep this feud going. You could have somebody new come in and replace Seth Rollins in the Shield. I mean, that's certainly a possibility, and it's something WWE could do for Money in the Bank. And once again, we should find out in the next couple of days or by next week's Raw what direction WWE will be going in with this storyline. There's any number of people you could have. You could have Sami Zayn come in and fill that third spot. There's a lot of guys that you could bring in and guys that could get the rub from being affiliated with the Shield. I just think that the Shield has had a great run, and you know a lot of people are sad about it being over, but at some point it has to end, and you don't want it to go on for too long. All right, this question comes from Triple RP. Hello, Aaron. Spoiler alert. Yes, one of the thousands of questions that you will receive regarding Seth Rollins turning on the Shield. That's an understatement. I don't hate the idea, but I'm uncertain about the decision to do it now. How do you feel about the timing? And I also got this question from WordLife420. Hey Aaron, what did you think of Seth Rollins turning on the Shield? To me, it was the wrong call. With 2 pay-per-views over Evolution and Blue Tista quitting to go promote Guardians, would have it made more sense to keep the Shield together until SummerSlam? So basically, the 2 questions here, was the timing right? As I mentioned, I think that it's the right time to split up the Shield. They've had a tremendous run in WWE, and you don't want it to drag out for too long. And something big needed to happen. I mentioned this in one of the previous videos from last week, that WWE, from a creative standpoint, has been really flat the past several weeks, and they needed a big angle to get people talking and to start building up to the summer and SummerSlam and all the major storylines in the summer. You needed something to kickstart all that. So I really did feel that the timing was right for this. And like I said, it was a big shock. Nobody was expecting it. And yeah, with Batista gone, this was a good opportunity to have this storyline take place, have somebody fill that spot, and have the big swerve. I mean, when it's done once in a while, a swerve can be very effective. And, you know, this was one of those cases because it's not something that WWE does every month or every week where somebody shockingly turns heel on his teammates. It's something that you don't see very often in WWE. So when it does happen, it means something. I mean, it definitely got a reaction out of people. I've seen videos of people going crazy. I've seen people posting pictures of themselves burning Seth Rollins action figures. So it definitely got a reaction out of people because these guys were kept together for so long and they did make a huge impact in WWE. And it meant something when Rollins did the turn. All right, this one comes from the Jobinator. Hey Aaron, now that the Shield has disbanded, what do you think of their career as a group in WWE overall? Where would you rank them in terms of the greatest factions in wrestling history? That is a good question. If the Shield is completely done at this point, I don't think I would put them in the very top tier. You know, obviously NWO, DX, Four Horsemen, those would be my top factions, but they're certainly close to the top. Maybe number 5, number 6, somewhere around there. They're certainly in the top 10 and have to be close to the top 5 of the all-time greatest factions in wrestling history, because you had 3 guys that came in, made an immediate impact, had excellent matches right from the get-go. Some of the best pay-per-view matches of the past year and a half almost always involved the Shield, more times than not. And you have 3 guys that in all likelihood will be around for many years in WWE, and you know, this is just the beginning of bigger things to come for these guys. So, you know, I also think part of it will mean part of it will be how big these guys end up getting. If they continue to be top stars for several years to come, obviously it's going to increase you know, the historical value of the Shield as a group, because it was the start of their careers and they ended up being 3 of the top superstars in WWE, you know, during this current era. So that will help determine their true ranking. But as of this moment, I would say 5 or 6. Number 5, number 6, number 7, somewhere around there. All right, this one comes from Miguel960. Hey Aaron, why do you think WWE pushes stars like El Torito and Adam Rose, who in all seriousness won't have a huge impact on the business, but other superstars such as Cody Rhodes, Dolph Ziggler, and Damien Sandow aren't giving the push they deserve? Well, those guys are seen as comedy acts. I don't know if Adam Rose is going to have a long-term future as a top star in WWE, but you know, certain guys like El Torito and 3MB, the reason that they are always on television is because you need to have lower card guys. You need to have guys that are in the opening match and guys that will provide comic relief. And that's why Santino has always got a spot in WWE, because he plays that role. You're always going to need you know, those comedy wrestlers, those lower opening match card guys, and the guys that put over other talent. So, you know, there's always a spot for those guys. The problem is there's only so many spots for the top serious positions. So when those are all filled up, the guys that are shooting for those positions, guys like Cody Rhodes and Dolph Ziggler, you know, they're going to be stuck in a bad spot, because you know, the top spots are filled, the comedy spots are filled, and the mid-card spots, you know, are flooded with guys. So it's really difficult for them to have a chance and you know, have a significant role on the television show. All right, this one comes from Calvin White. Hey Aaron, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of NXT. Are you sold on Tyler Breeze's character? Honestly, not really. You know, I watched the NXT takeover, and you know, talented wrestler, but you know, when I saw him coming out with a cell phone and doing that gimmick where he's looking at himself, and you know, he's the pretty boring narcissist type character. I mean, we've already had plenty of characters like that. Lex Luger, Paul Orndorff with the mirror, and WCW, and had a better theme song, by the way. So, you know, I don't know if this is going to have any kind of long-term potential. You know, some of these gimmicks, they work because they're unique. You look at the Wyatt family. I mean, it did get comparisons to Waylon Mercy, but it's gone way beyond that at this point. And, you know, Bray Wyatt has really taken this character and made it something totally unique that we haven't seen before. And granted, it's very difficult to do that in this day and age, to come up with something completely unique that hasn't been done. But at this point, I mean, the Tyler Breeze character just seems like your typical pretty boy narcissist, and it's been done many times before. So not completely sold on it is in terms of succeeding on the main WWE roster. All right, that'll wrap things up for this edition of No DQ&A video. Thank you for checking out today's video. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest regarding WWE Payback, the fallout from Payback, and we got Money in the Bank coming up. And check out my instant reaction videos to Payback, as well as my instant reaction to Raw. Yeah, I wasn't all that crazy in that video, but then again, I actually posted that video right after Raw ended on the East Coast, and I actually hadn't seen the segment yet, so that didn't help matters. And I apologize if I spoiled people, but this is just the nature of my business here with NoDQ.com, and WWE posts videos immediately after Raw is over on the East Coast, and those videos have spoilers in the title or whatever. So I mean, it's not like WWE doesn't do the same thing. But once again, I apologize, but keep in mind I'm running a news site here, and that's just the nature of my business here. So just hopefully people can try to stay off YouTube after Raw or after the pay-per-views as much as possible. But with that being said, thank you guys for checking out the video, and I will see you guys next time for more No DQ&A video.